Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss Pre-Market Report for Wednesday, October 4th, 2017. I'm Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. Right now, we're trending up. Still, previous session was very quiet for most of the day. Had a 4-point range throughout most of the session until the afternoon, where it started to push through that recent overnight high and get as high as 25.33.5. Right now we've got a little bit of a pullback, a little bit of an inside day type, very narrow overnight range again, just 3.25 points, but the trend continues to be up. And that's what I mentioned before, even in our trading room, that if the overnight low was tested, it's likely going to be a buyout for a push to new highs. That kind of remains the same today. Any pullback still remains a buy. Right now this thing is just quietly drifting up. Not a whole lot to do from a swing perspective just yet. Here's the NQ, very similar, hanging around 6,000 yet again. It's been sitting up here near 6K for a while. And right now, we're still kind of building up in that area after the recent bounce. Again, above 6K, above 60.20, starts to open up a move into 60.86. And we could be looking at that target rather soon. But again, this has been an area where bulls have not been able to push beyond this area, and so we've seen price rotate back down. So I mentioned to our room that at some point we may see a run of the stops that could take out the recent low, perhaps even lows from a couple of months back. But either way, any pullback is still a great buying opportunity on the whole. So we've got to continue to watch 6K here. All right, let's take a look here at gold futures. Here's a look at gold. We basically have a downtrending market in gold. This thing has been steady down for the most part. Every pullback has been a selling opportunity. Failed new highs have been very clear. You also have this pullback right into the FOMC key level. What I mentioned here last week and this beginning of the week this week is that any bounce here could be a selling opportunity. Even if this thing gets back to 13, it could still be a selling opportunity back to 1250. And that composite VPOC, which is 1252.60. Right now we do have a push beyond the previous session's high, and we're now testing highs from 2 days ago. Again, if there's any rejection here or in the upcoming day perhaps, that could be the selling opportunity for another round of weakness. So again, we could bounce as high as 13 and still be seen as a selling opportunity back down. So we're going to watch for how high this thing may bounce and then look for signs of rejection, because that could be the entry point for a return to value. Looking at crude oil here, we do have crude oil coming in. The inventory is at 9:30 p.m., rather 9:30 a.m. Central. So that's going to be in a little while here, about 90 minutes where we get that, actually 2.5 hours where we get that report. And then from here, we also have later on this afternoon Fed Chair Janet Yellen speaking. That could be something to watch out for. So we got crude oil inventories later on. We have pullback that's in full effect at the moment. I mentioned that any push above that 50.90 into 51.20, anything above that high could have been a selling opportunity for a move down. Instead, what we're seeing is no push to highs. Instead, we're pushing down to lows. We're seeing a 2-day rejection of these lows just at the moment. Again, it's not out of the question here that this would be a buying opportunity for a retest up higher, but it all kind of depends on how price responds to that 50.90. How's the market going to respond to that zone? So right now is a little bit of a pullback into a trigger zone. We could definitely see a little bit of a bounce, and it's on that next bounce where things get serious. Are we about to see another round of strength back up? Or is this thing going to come capture that CVPOC? So far, we've been looking at signs of rejection for a push downward. We haven't seen those yet, so we're going to continue to watch here and see how it plays out. All right, that's it for now. Let's see how this thing plays out heading into the rest of the session. Good luck and trade well.